Last week we beat the Baylor Bears 52-17, and this week is going to be the end of the season. So in this episode, we're going to go over some awards and see who we play in the bowl game. Looks like we actually got a punter to come to our team, so let's go over the award finalists. Obviously, most of these we are not going to be in, but Sindish actually did get in the running for the Bednark Award. It looks like he got 10th, and then Skylar Miles actually got 12th for him as well. Nagorski, nothing in there for us. O'Brien, nothing. Walker, I'm surprised we didn't get anywhere on the Walker, but we did get the Blitnikoff Award to Tony Pearson. Looks like he will win that. Nothing really anywhere else. I'm hoping for linebacker. Skylar Miles actually got 10th in the linebackers. Sindish and the Thorpe at 10. Nothing in the Groza, nothing the guy. And we do win the best returner with Albert Mills having that huge, crazy year, returning for 4 touchdowns. Going over the conference standings, we ended up 7-5, 4-5 in our conference. We had the most points for, but we also had second to the most away. Heisman actually ends up going to Kadeem Carey. I'm surprised it's not going to Manziel, but it goes to Carey. He won it, 574 first place votes, so he wins it easily. Tony Pearson win the Blitnikoff Award there. Go ahead and add that to our trophy case. Albert Mills with the Returner of the Year, so we do win 2 awards, so we're happy about that. Going to the bowl games, the New Mexico Bowl, we are going to play against Colorado State. Here's some other bowls that you will see here. I'm just going to go through them so that you can look and find your favorite team and see who they are playing in the bowl games. USC at 13 is playing Oklahoma State at 6-6. Some of these are pretty off as far as who's playing who. Michigan, Texas Tech, that'll probably be a good game. See some teams that are not in the power conferences that get some pretty good bowl games, also have very good records. Oklahoma is going to play in the Buffalo Wild Wings Outback game against Wisconsin. I'm sure that will be a good game. Make sure you comment down below who your favorite team is if they got into a bowl game and what you think they're going to do in the bowl game, if you think they're going to win or lose. Like that, Ole Miss has a bowl game against someone that has a very, very poor record. And then what I'm surprised about is the UL Lafayette game. They come in 12-0, 7-0 in conference. They're going to play the Florida Gators in the Rose Bowl game. Florida coming in at number 6, and Lafayette got up all the way to number 3. There was some controversy whether or not they should get a chance at number 1, number 2 at the national championship game. But both national championship teams are also undefeated, so that kind of throws it out the window, especially since UL Lafayette and their conference is not as good as Oregon, those type of conferences. So Texas A&M going to play Iowa in the All-State Sugar Bowl. Looks like Clemson and Louisville are going to go at each other in the Orange Bowl. Cotton Bowl, Kansas State makes it in there after we beat them, and Tennessee at 9-3. That ought to be a good game too. And the BCS National Championship game this year will be Ohio State and Oregon. Looking at the preview, it looks like Kirk Herbstreit has Ohio State winning They come in at 13-0, 9-0 in conference. Oregon also 13-0, 10-0 in conference. Looks like Ohio State has a better overall ranking, better defensive rating, but they're pretty even as far as actual ratings go. They're both kind of in the middle of the pack. Well, I wouldn't say middle of the pack, but definitely not top end in everything. The rushing defense for Ohio State, number 28, number 36 for Oregon, but the passing defense for Ohio State is 140, which is crazy. The rush offense for Oregon is very, very high, 223, and they put up some points. Both of them do. Going over to their schedules, Oregon pretty much just beating everyone. Ohio State also just pretty much beating everyone. There's not really anything there. Going over the team leaders, Marcus Mariota is still there. 35 touchdown passes to 6 interceptions. Absolutely crazy. Then you got Thomas coming in with 1,461 yards, 16 touchdowns, averaging over 100 yards a game. Braxton Miller on the other side, 33 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, so just 2 behind Mariota. So it looks pretty even. Now we're going to over the game preview of our KU Jayhawks. We come in at 7-5, 4-5 in conference. We're playing Colorado State, who is 7-5 as well. They are 4-4 in their conference. It looks like Herper Sheep has us winning. Overall rating, we're better, B+. Offense, we're better. Defense, we're better. And pretty much every statistical category, we are better than Colorado State. Looking at who they lost to, looks like they lost to Boise, lost to Wyoming, lost to Nevada, lost to UTEP. Going over to ours, you know who we lost against. Texas Tech, OU, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, and then that bad one against Iowa State really sunk the ship. But we did end up beating KSU, who's in a big bowl game. We ended up beating Texas, their only loss of the season, way back early in the season when we were playing well. And that probably kept Texas out of the national championship game. So is that a good thing for the Big 12? No. Is it a good thing for us? Yes. We don't want to see our Big 12 opponents going to national championships and winning them unless we beat them. Going over everything, we got Jake Heaps, who ended up throwing 19 interceptions and only 24 touchdown passes. Not a good year from him. Albert Mills had a great year, 14-16 on the rushes, 16 touchdowns, 118 yards per game. Tony Pearson also having a great season. Excited about his senior year. He played very, very well. Won the Blitnikoff Awards. We're happy he got the best wide receiver. And going over to Colorado State, looks like they just kind of do a little bit of everything. So it'll be fun to see how the game ends up next week. Going to the All-Americans, Tony Pearson, obviously an All-American at wide receiver with Mike Evans. And yeah, it's not realistic necessarily, but Tony Pearson definitely earned it. He definitely was our best player. He definitely earned the spot on the All-American team. You can see all of Oregon's basically offensive line is on there, and then Oregon also has a left in there. They also have a right outside linebacker, and Dexter McDonald making the first team All-American for free safeties. Huge to see from him. I had no idea he was even close to making that team. So for him to make it, and then we go down to returner, and Albert Mills is not there, and I don't understand, and it makes me mad. But he is on the second team for the halfback award, so I wonder if that's why they didn't put him there, because he did win best returner of the year. So he's also second team halfback from Kansas. Also going down, we find Sindish at strong safety. I thought Sindish would make it before McDonald did, but both of our safeties making All-American teams. We're happy about that, and honestly, we're happy about where the future is with Kansas football. Going to the freshman awards, or freshman all-conference team, freshman all-NCAA team. Albert Mills also making that, and then Chase making a debut at wide receiver. He had a great year as well, and then again, not to get the returner, I just don't understand. I don't understand how that works. So I don't know if it's broken on the game. I've never really had an outstanding returner such as Mills, and it also might be because Mills is on the halfback role, so he can't be a returner of the year. I'm not sure how that works. Next week we will be playing our bowl game against Colorado State. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that red subscribe button so that you can make sure you watch that game next week, coming out Saturday morning. If you'd like to get caught up with all of the NCAA football from the Kansas Jayhawks, make sure you click on the left side. The right side will be the last episode we had last week when we beat Baylor. Till next time, Slacker out.